Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. Your name?
Nora.
Wilson.
Nice to meet you.
Well, Nora, I'm a qualified exercise professional, and I'm here to run through with you an analysis of your data.
Okay.
So you'll probably remember you came in and you did a couple of, fitness testing, just so we had a baseline value. An important thing to know about this data is it is just a baseline at that. We're using the CSEP health benefit rating plan for adults, and it basically is just ranking you from poor to excellent on your potential health benefit. So keep that in mind as we go through the data, as it's not, an indicator of your overall health.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I see you also have a broad goal of just trying to get more active. You're currently pretty sedentary, as I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you present with no problems medically in the history. Like you got an unremarkable history, so that's perfect. So we can get you in the gym quite quickly and get you working and improving these baselines we go over.
Okay.
With that, let's begin. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, so first one, we did a BMI. This is a body mass index. I'll just show you the calculation here just so it kind of makes sense. BMI is calculated as just kilograms over your height squared.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a ratio. Again, take this with a grain of salt because it changes for different people's statures, different people's sizes. But you came out at a 25.7, and according to the CSEP manual here, you can see that a 25.7 puts you in that increased BMI risk. So just risk for potential cardiovascular problems and peripheral issues. When paired with waist circumference, however, it's a lot more clear to see our actual risk. Your waist circumference, remember that? They measured around.
Mm-hmm.
That's just taking a measurement to see what our visceral fat is and where your body is holding fat.
Mm-hmm.
So you came out with a value of 102. 103, and anything over 102 is also, that's for exercise. According to the chart, it's over 100 here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at risk very high.
Okay.
So just something to keep in mind. Again, with the proper conditioning and proper training, we'll get that visceral fat down, trying to eliminate some of that through dieting as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it can, again, go towards our goal of just trying to get more active.
Mm-hmm.
Following that, you'll see here, we got a grip strength. So grip strength is a test you'll probably remember, you're squeezing that dynamometer on the side of your body.
Mm-hmm.
This test assesses not just your forearm strength, but your overall body strength. This test is useful to know if you can, carry the groceries into the house. Just do everyday activities, especially coming from a sedentary background. You'll want, an overall good strength. So this is done taking an average of your two trials on the right side, average of the two trials on the left side. You'll see your right side was a little bit weaker at 26.
Mm-hmm.
Left side was a little bit stronger at 34. Now we take a total of that, which is 60, and we compare that to the relative data charts here. And you'll see for the grip strength,
Mm-hmm.
you're ranking down here. So, for a 45-year-old male like yourself, anything below 79, we're looking at poor.
Okay.
So we're on the low end of that potential health benefit for strength,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a bright side. Strength adaptations can happen quite quickly due to neurological adaptations. So getting that motor pathway very fast, it's neural, right? So it'll take place quick. So within 2 weeks, we'll see a drastic increase on that bench line, if that's encouraging. We're understanding everything fine? We're feeling good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's continue. The vertical jump. So this test assesses overall peak power in your legs, lower body especially. Power is done as a rate, right? Power equals work over time. So it's how fast you can move that amount of mass. So we use this equation. I'm like, what the heck am I looking at?
Mm-hmm.
This has been field tested. It's done with lots of peer reviews. It's a trusted formula, and it's used to compare to this chart for the CSEP manuals. And you'll see you came up with a score of 2766.7, so around 2,700 watts. On the scale here, you're ranking fair,
Mm-hmm.
but I will note it's quite a large gap, right? And you're on the low end of that. So that's a good, room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be the big end of the world. But so we're ranking fair for that. And this test is useful to assess just overall, right? We want to get better at our health. We want to get more power. Can we chase our kids up the stairs? Can we, do bursts of energy and can we sustain that energy? So, and leapfrogging off of that, being able to sustain energy, we did a forearm plank with you. We'll come back to that sit and reach, but the forearm plank assesses that overall body endurance, right? So, this was one that I'd like to see us push for, like as a big training aspect, just because it's very important to have that endurance. Be it, I want to go for 8 runs on the ski hill instead of just 5, or I want to, play that extra round of tag. You want to be able to do things. So we got a test score of 45.3 seconds. That is below the 10th percentile. So I'll make sense of this test because it's kind of a weird one how the CSET does it. They take, for this guy, a sample size of 134 individuals. And you can see the spread across the board. Upper 90th percentile was getting around, what is that, like 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Where the lower guys, like yourself, were getting in around the 50-second mark. So we need to improve this. And we totally can through diet and exercise. So I'm super excited with that one. Okay, yeah, we'll jump back to the sit and reach. You've presented with a little bit of lower back pain, you said. And this is a test that will be a good indicator of A, improvement in that, or B, locating it and knowing exactly where it is. The sit and reach test is kind of done on a similar scale. It's taking a sample size, relative data, everything. You've ranked fair between the 18 and 23. You got 22.5 centimeters. That's stretch out. So you do have good mobility and flexibility. And you are within that upper echelon of that ranking. It's worth noting that this test is done with a 0.5 centimeter error, just because, fingernails and all that stuff. So you almost could bump to the next stage. So that's a good test score, and I'm happy with that one. Lastly, you'll see this YMCA VO2 max estimate. So VO2, just in simple terms, is your body's ability to efficiently transport and utilize oxygen around its system. So, and the better you are at doing that, the less work your heart has to do, the longer exercise you can sustain, the higher aerobic capacity you will have. So if that kind of makes sense, it's like why we see cyclists and all these like highly trained athletes being able to run and it looks effortless, right? They have a very high VO2 max. So guys like us, we're not the super trained Ooga Booga athlete, and we kind of sit around this area. Now, you being sedentary and, this is our first effort at, coming out of the couch, we're going to get going here. We have you at a 30.5 milliliters per kilogram per minute. This is done using a multi-stage equation. So there is a little bit of play. This won't be as accurate as like a whole metabolic cart direct test, as this was a estimated VO2 max test, as you can see here. So we only brought you to 85% of your heart rate max. So it's very close and it's very, very good and it's trusted. Physicians use this and everything, but maybe when we finish our training and everything, you might want to do a direct test just to really know how much improvement we actually did. Again, you'll see a poor ranking here on the CSET. Anything less than that 31.9 is poor. So right here, you'll kind of see your aerobic fitness, the certain zones where we want our males to be kind of performing in and what age group they're at. So here is where you'd be, and there's that 31.9. So, hey, with improvement, we're seeing great things with high intensity interval training. You probably heard of HIIT. That is a super efficient way at just training and taxing your cardiovascular system to get it used to performing close to that LT2 and pushing your body beyond that. So that's the run through. I hope I made everything quite clear and concise for you. Probably don't have any questions.
I'm all good.
Perfect. Well, nice meeting you. Take care and all the best with the future.
Thank you.